G'day guys, Big Biss Haunted stuff. So I am going to tell you a story that is going to blow your flipping mind. So it is about one of the most craziest arrests, what the police have done to arrest this one person for a cold case murder. So this is a story that was told to me straight out of the guy's mouth that was arrested whilst he was in prison for it. I got told this in prison. And it's going to blow your mind. So the lengths that the police went to get to this guy is absolutely crazy. Alright, so it all started out, this guy was out to dinner. He was actually out to doing some shopping with his partner in a local shopping centre when some people came up to him and asked him if he wanted to buy prize tickets to win a prize to one of the flashiest restaurants in Melbourne, right? And so him and his partner at the time, they thought, oh wow, this is definitely something that we want to do, you know. And so anyway, they entered into that competition, and he said that he kind of just forgot about it. And then about 2 months later, he got a phone call, and it was the people who were running the competition telling him that, congratulations, you have won the prize. And he's like, awesome. So anyway, they said, all right, so you're going to be going out to dinner on this night. And so anyway, they went out to dinner on that night, and when they were there, so when the people told him that he was going to be going out for this dinner, they said that there is actually another couple that are going out on the same night. They also won the prize, rah, rah, rah. And so anyway, whilst he was out for dinner, these people came up and introduced themselves as the other winners, and it was another couple. And, you know, they actually sat down for a while and got to chatting, and the guy said to my mate, oh, what are you doing for work? And at the time he said he was doing truck driving, you know. And yeah, they started a conversation around that, and then the conversation came up that, you know, this guy might have some work for this fella. And so my mate was like, yeah, awesome, that'd be great, you know. And the guy said to him, like, look, it might sometimes it might seem a little bit shady, but it's kind of not, you know. And my mate thought, oh, that's a bit weird. But anyway, they exchanged phone numbers, and he said about a month later he got a phone call and asked him if he wanted a job, right? And so the guy said, yep, no worries, I'll want a job. And so anyway, this job was just driving a truck, just driving it around, delivering just small packages. He said he wasn't sure what they were in boxes. And then so he started doing that. And then the fella who offered him the job said, look, we might have some more jobs coming up. Might be a little bit more risky than this one. My mate said, yeah, look, no worries. Said he really needed the money at the time and was a criminal at the time, so didn't really care if it was breaking the law. And so the police, the guy said, all right, I have a job, and this job is you got to follow this guy's girlfriend around and take photos of her. This guy thinks he's cheating on her. This guy's wife is cheating on him. You got to follow her around and take photos. So that's what he did. He started following this girl around, taking photos, and then he had to meet up with this guy on a certain day. So anyway, he met up with all the photos that he's taken, and he said, wow, mate, you've done a really good job. You know, we might have some more work coming up, rah, rah, rah. And he goes, look, I need to tell you, but look, like, we do mostly illegal stuff. If you're happy with that, I'll got plenty of work for you. And my mate was like, yeah, I would love the work, mate. And so anyway, he started doing like delivery jobs again, but started delivering drugs and money to places, right? And so, and because the guy told him they were going to be doing this, he didn't really care, you know. He was like, all right, this is awesome. And so anyway, every week he said, you know, these people were telling him how happy they were of him, and that, you know, there's always going to be more work. And, and so there was always more work. And then he said after about 12 months, you know, I got to know everyone. And there was talk about, you know, introducing me into the family. And, you know, he said he just thought that he was working for the mafia, you know. And so anyway, he continued delivering money and drugs, but it started to get a little bit more because he started delivering it to you know, government people like politicians, judges. He was paying money to judges um, to make sure people got off their crimes, and then he started delivering drugs overseas to like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that, and got to meet all the people over there. And, you know, he said that these people were really happy with the way, and they said they're willing to let him into the family. And they said, you know, but we need to know if, you know, you've ever killed anyone. And my mate was like, yeah, no, I've never killed anyone before, and rah, rah, rah. And they said, well, because my mate was quizzed on a murder about 20 years before, and he said, oh, well, look, we have it under good authority that you've been quizzed on a murder before, rah, rah, rah. My mate said he was tripping out, like, fuck, these guys must really know their shit. And he goes, yeah, I got quizzed on it, but obviously I didn't do it, you know. And so anyway, he started getting in with all these bikies. He said it was a certain bike club. I'm not going to say the name now, but and so anyway, all these bike clubs, and he was flying drugs internationally, you know, overseas, and you know, they were all loving this guy, and said, look, we're willing to make you like a boss, but you know, we need you to tell us about this murder that happened 20 years ago. And my mate said, look, I don't know nothing about this murder. You know, I really don't, so I'm sorry, you know. And he said, so they continued on, you know, paying off lawyers and judges, like actual judges, and you know, flying planes over the world, delivering drugs by the kilo, and doing things on a big scale. And then so he said he got called to a meeting, and they said, look, we need to know whether you want to be a boss or not. We have it under good authority that you actually did take part in this murder 20 years ago. All we need to know whether you've done it or not, mate, because we need to know if we've got someone solid and staunch that can take care of business. And you know, my mate was like, all right, then I did do it. You know, I really did do it. And yeah, they said, all right, mate, no worries. Thanks for being honest with us. Congratulations, you're now a boss. And they said they sat there for a while and had some drinks, and he got out or left the restaurant. And as he was leaving the restaurant, a lady came up to him and said, oh, mate, have you got a lighter? Have you got a lighter? And he's like, yeah, no worries. And so anyway, he passed the lady this lighter, and then he grabbed the lighter back and lit his smoke. And then as soon as he lit the smoke, the police came out of everywhere and said that you are under arrest, mate, for the murder of so-and-so so many years ago. And yeah, so these people were cops the whole way along. So the people who were doing the prize, all these politicians, the bikies, everything was all undercover cops. And you know, all these judges, the lawyers, he was paying off Supreme Court judges, everything. They were all cops, and this was all one big sting to get this guy to confess to murder, you know. And what's crazy about this is he said, mate, I didn't even do it. He goes, I only said I'd done it because they said they were going to make me a millionaire and a big boss and this and that. He goes, I just told them what they wanted to hear, you know, but I really didn't do it. And so, yeah, he ended up getting like 15 years on the bottom and like 19 years on top. So like a pretty big sentence for it. And then, you know, yeah, it really makes you think like the length that people will go to, the police will go to get their person, you know. I think it's absolutely crazy. So there you go, guys. That's also another crazy story from my crazy life of mayhem. Chuck a comment down, guys. Please chuck a subscribe down there. And also, guys, if you could share this video around, that would be absolutely awesome. All right, guys. Team Big Biff all the way. Let's get it.